What is going on, guys? Welcome to FTV Family Time Vlogs. Today we have the two best action cameras on the market right now. As many of you know, we're doing this big elaborate Florida vacation cruise, snorkeling, water, all this. I needed an action camera because the GoPro, as most of you know by now, is just, yeah. But these are the best two action cameras you can buy right now. It is the Ace Pro 2 and Osmo Action 5 Pro. We're gonna test them both. I kind of made my decision up which one I'm gonna keep because they're so similar. But I'm just gonna leave a video, one last video to compare them both, maybe sway my thoughts and opinions on which one I should keep. I debated keeping both of them, to be honest, because they're so good. They both have their strengths, both have their weaknesses. If we can combine these, we'd have the perfect action camera, but unfortunately we can't. I'm gonna go over the complaints that I have for both of them. So as far as the Action 5, the DJI, my main complaint is, if anything, the colors might seem a little too poppy and unrealistic. Maybe too much saturation, and that's if you don't want to edit. If you're in D-Log-M, which is flat colors, and you do it in post, it's fine, but I don't edit that way, so that's my one caveat with this camera per se. Also, maybe the microphone, it doesn't do a good job taking wind sound out. So if you're in like windy situations, you're definitely going to want the DJI mic with that. That's it. This one honestly has a lot more strengths than it does weaknesses. My weaknesses with the Ace Pro 2 is the battery life is really bad. We're talking like 35 to 40 minutes tops, and like that's it. Another weakness is it's chunky. It is big. Like, compare the size. Yeah, it is monstrous big compared to it. And not only that, it doesn't have a front screen per se. Like, it has a screen, but it just tells you like facts. It doesn't show an image. If you want the screen, you have to lift up this part, and then it becomes so big. Like, if you're trying to discreetly vlog, this is not it. But let's show you the image from these two and we'll go from there. Let's go. The right, we're gonna have the Ace Pro 2. On the left, we're gonna have the Action 5. And then eventually in the middle, we will have the Pocket 3, which is the best camera. There's no denying that. So I want a camera that can match the Pocket 3, straight colors, straight as is, no editing. They're all in their respective normal modes per se. Rock steady, stabilization, standard colors, high bitrate. If I would change anything, I might make the Action 5 vivid, just to make it pop a little bit more, but then sometimes you get that weird look vivid. Right now they're just both on natural. But here they are, right out of the box. Adding the Pocket 3, this is how it's supposed to look, according to Pocket 3, which is how things should look. What you see with the Pocket 3 is what you get. To me, it looks like the Ace Pro 2 is a little dimmer, a little darker. There's no HDR on, and it looks like HDR, but there is not. The Action 5 might look a little washed, if you ask me, but this is in this perspective lighting. I have tested all these cameras out. They both have their strengths and weaknesses, not only feature-wise, but in some spots I like the Ace Pro 2, some I like the Action 5. Overall, I think I like the Action 5 better with dynamic range, and when you talk about all its strengths as opposed to the weaknesses, I think the Action 5 wins, and I think that's the one we're going to keep and go with. I just want to show you one thing right now as is. With highlight coming in the background, it seems like the DJI has a much better job showing the image how it's supposed to look. Like, look at the front of these boxes with the background, with the blared back, with the overexposed background. Also, here we are in my very dark living room, and there's just a little bit of light coming through the window back there, and I feel like the better job is going to the DJI, to be honest. A lot of reviews that I watch, it looks like the Ace Pro 2 wins in low light, but I think the DJI fixed it, because now it looks like the DJI might have the win. Which one seems to be doing a better job here? Oops. I can't tell. You're a good boy, Max. You're a good boy. Now this is just normal inside daylight settings. It looks like the color to me might be a little more true to life on the DJI, to be honest. Dark living room once again, focusing on the Hot Ones Last Dab and the Dad Cap. Right now in normal settings, there's no way the Ace Pro 2 is competing with the DJI Osmo Action, but let me change them both to night mode and we'll see what we get. Here we go. This is pure night mode on the Ace Pro 2 and night mode on the Osmo Action 5. What are we thinking here? Back on the Pocket 3 to talk about the strengths, and grab a coffee because it's going to be a long one for the Action 5. Here's why the quality doesn't play a bigger factor in my mind. Even though I think the quality might be a tad better on the Ace Pro 2, it's not better enough to warrant me keeping this, especially with all the features you get with the DJI. See, with the DJI, you have a battery that's literally going to last you 3 times longer than the battery on the Ace Pro 2. I don't know what they did with this battery, but it's amazing. It's small and it can go and go and go without needing a charge. You can hook up 2 mics seamlessly, DJI especially, which are like the leading mics in the industry, to this camera without having to plug in an extra dongle or receiver of any sort. With the Ace Pro 2, you'll need a receiver to plug in the mics, and you can do it through Bluetooth without a receiver, but I will warn you, literally every 2 words, 3 words, maybe 4 if you're lucky, it drops out. Don't know why. Doesn't matter how far you are, how close you are, the Bluetooth just drops out on the mics. Odd, they still haven't fixed it. Although the mic on here is good, not great. See, the problem with this is when you're recording facing front, screen facing you, it sounds beautiful because this is the only mic it has. But when you pan the camera around and try to talk, the audio is horrendous because it's still picking up from the front. The DJI has that 360 audio sound, so you'll get crystal clear sound no matter how you turn the camera. But in windy situations, it's definitely, this is a go-to. As far as what else, this can shoot in 10-bit color, especially if you're trying to color match. This just still has 8-bit for some reason. Action 5, like I said, it is tiny, small. This just feels like I'm holding a mini brick, and then when you put the screen out and everything, it's just too much for an action camera. For a vlogging camera, it's still too much. I'd rather just the Pocket 3. And like I said, I like the screen. I like the front screen here that it shows you how you are. This could be up and then you could see yourself, but if it had where you can shut it down and then be able to see yourself on this screen, it'd be okay. I'd like it a little bit better because I don't want to always have the screen up to make sure the shot is panned. Also on this, it is a love-hate thing, the OLED screen. I love this OLED screen. If you have sunglasses on, if it's very bright out, you can see this screen. You can see it very well. But on the other hand, the OLED makes the video look so much nicer than it is. When you get it to the computer and you realize it's not that quality the OLED was showing, it's like, Overall, I think the benefits on the DJI are far superior than the benefits on the Ace Pro 2. If the quality was so much more better on the Ace Pro 2, I would deal with it. But I think I'm going to have to go with the DJI for the win. Are either one of these perfect? No. The Pocket 3 is still the perfect camera. Well, in essence, if it was waterproof, that would be the most epic camera there is. But as far as action camera war, I have to give it to DJI just by a little bit. I hope with firmware they can fix the colors, because the color science isn't as good as the Ace Pro 2, and neither of the color science on both of these are as good as the GoPro. Unfortunately, they don't have the technology where at night it's terrible. What do you guys think? Let me know. Am I making the right decision by going with the Action 5? I think so. Let me know in the comments. We'll see you soon. Peace.